Hi, everyone. Welcome to our Monday night team call. First thing I want to say is I appreciate every single one of you who, just like everybody else, is so busy, has a family, has kids, dogs, job, friends, whatever, and you guys always make the time to get on these calls, even though we post it on the team page afterwards. It always blows me away, and I know Lynn feels the same way, that so many of you, you're that committed. And there's just something to be said for being plugged in, you guys. And I mean, we can always watch it on the playback, but for me, there's something to be said for showing up to these. So thank you. We got a busy night tonight. I am so excited to hear these girls talk. So excited. I think it's safe to say June was like a record-breaking month for our team. And just because we had so many people promote and hit that next rank, I thought it would be fun to reach out to some of them and ask them if they wanted to speak. I personally know all these girls. They happen to be on my team. I mean, we're one big team here, but I know all of them very well. And I know that they are all at different levels in their business. You know, some have started kind of recently. Some have been here for some time. And I just thought, you know, every time somebody goes up in rank, it's natural for people to say, well, what did you do to get to gold? Or what did you do to get to senior gold? Or what are you doing to do this? And the truth of it is, I think that they're just working their butts off because I see it. Their teams are growing. They all have such a great mindset, and they're committed. They treat this like a business, and they really put in the work. But I just thought it would be fun to have them speak tonight and share. And I just simply asked them to share what's on their hearts to share tonight. You know, if they want to talk about how they felt during this process of going up in rank, anything they learned from it, anything that they, you know, wins, struggles, you know, what their mindset was like throughout it, you know, things like that, whatever. They could share whatever they like. So each one of them are going to talk for 5 to 7 minutes. Shayna had to cancel last minute. She had an emergency. She's okay, but she's not going to be able to be on the call tonight. So we're going to have her loop back around and get on the next call. So we're going to start off with Amanda Kling. I see your pretty little face there on the screen.
Hey.
Hey.
Can you hear me okay? First of all, my computer speakers are messing up, so.
Yeah, I can hear you loud and clear.
Awesome. Hey, everybody. My name is Amanda Kling. Last month, I ranked up to a Gold Ambassador. I was so excited. So I started sharing with Plexus in February, and like I said, ranked up last month. I'm hoping to rank up to Senior Gold this month or next month. So I am all in for this business. There is no plan B. I love Plexus and everything that it stands for and everything that it is. And, you know, I'm so honored, first of all, that I was asked to speak on this call. And, you know, I mean, it really is what Stephanie said. It's good old-fashioned hard work. But, you know, I was thinking, okay, what am I going to talk about? What am I going to tell you guys as to how I ranked up or what it is that I'm doing? And first of all, I'm going to be honest. It's not all unicorns and rainbows. It's just not. There are 3 things that I want to talk about real quick because I only have 5 to 7 minutes. But the 3 things I want to touch on are mindset, hard work, and perseverance. So first of all, mindset for me is everything. Like, I'm a longtime yogi and kind of all into that crunchy, you know, side of things. So mindset has been preached to me over and over. But you guys, it is totally everything. If you think you're going to do awesome at this, you're going to do awesome. If you think you're going to suck at this, you're going to suck. Like, and that's just the bottom line for so many things, but especially for this visit. So, you know, what I've done, one of the things that I've really done to kind of help me in this is when I'm going into social situations, whether it be my job where I used to work or a play date or a party or whatever, I go into it being grateful that I was able to help somebody with Plexus. You know what I mean? So before I even meet people and start talking to people, I'm grateful that I was able to help them. So, so that's my trick for mindset. The other thing I wanted to talk about is hard work and perseverance. And these kind of go hand in hand a little bit. But, hard work is good old-fashioned hard work. I mean, I work this every single day. I work it after my toddler goes to bed at night for at least an hour a day. When I was working full-time, I would try to work on my lunch break sometimes, and then I would work at night after my little girl went to bed. And it was every single day. Now, I have recently started taking days off, so me and my husband can legit spend time together and stuff. But I mean, it's good old-fashioned hard work. And what does that look like? Well, that's obviously working on reaching out to people, following up with people you've talked to or your team members. And I've been putting a lot of focus on branding myself. I mean, personally, I've had a lot of fun with that. That's kind of been my favorite part of this business, is just learning how to do that and just kind of playing with it and finding myself really through branding myself. But yeah, so that's been a really unexpected positive from this too. But the last thing that I want to talk about is really near and dear to my heart, especially these last couple days. I want to talk about perseverance. Doing this despite of the difficulty that you're going to face, because you're going to face difficulty. You're going to have hard days. You're going to have attrition. People are going to quit on you. I just recently had a business builder that I thought was amazing say that she's done with it. And it was really hard for me. And, that's going to happen. That's part of this. And I think where the real magic happens in this business is when people tell you no, or things don't go the way you thought that they would go, to keep pushing on despite that, to let that fuel you instead of let it take you down and take you out. And you can use that energy as an amazing drive. So those are my three things. I don't know how long that was.
That was perfect. Thank you for touching on mindset. I know you have a great mindset because you are the essential optimist. Cup is always half full with Amanda. And I love that about you. And I love that you said that when you go into every situation, your first thought is gratitude. I'm grateful to help them. It takes the whole salesy thing out of it. So it's not like how do I meet this person and get Plexus into this conversation? How do I sell them on Plexus? How do I do that? You have a totally different mindset before you even, have that conversation. That's awesome. I'm glad you said that.
The truth is people need this. It's a gift, and it's almost a fallacy not to share it.
Absolutely. Yes. All right. Where is Danielle? Are you on? I thought I saw you.
I'm here.
All right. Hey.
Hi, Mama. Hi, everybody. All right. So first, I'm sorry. I was distracted because Noelle has a monkey, and I am flipping out because I need a monkey in my life. That is the coolest thing ever. I saw you feeding him. Anyway. Okay. Sorry, guys. So quickly, my background is I started with Plexus back in February, the day after the Super Bowl. And I waited a full month to make sure I really loved the products and results, and I did. So I started to reach out. And my mindset has always been take it one rank at a time. Thank God I have the best friend in Liz Hubbs. I see her there. And in Chelsea and in April and in Steph, I have really great support systems. So on the times that I felt down on myself, I would reach out to them and they totally picked me up. But what I do every day, and I make sure that every single day I don't skip, I wake up and I message between 3 and 10 people, private message them on Facebook. But obviously you need to have a list to do this. So what I found is there's a way to go on Facebook and download your friend list, and you could import it to Microsoft Excel. So then you have this great little spreadsheet that you could write your notes next to each person, what they said, what they were interested in. So you have it right there to always go back to. If anybody doesn't know how to do this, you could reach out to me and I'd be happy to guide you through it. I could either, verbally talk you through it, or I could teach you how over the internet, either way. but it's super easy. It took like 5 minutes. So then I had like 500 people that I was able to reach out to. So every day between 3 and 10 people I would message. And so, sorry, I'm looking at my notes so I don't forget anything. So, okay, right. Then I got like a little obsessive compulsive, and I color coded everybody. So if they were already on Plexus, they were pink. And if it was somebody that was a good prospect, they were green for like go. And, this is how I keep myself pumped up. These are the little things. And even the people that told me, no, I'm not interested at all, a couple of them have reached out to me again. So I never delete them off that list. I kind of put them in this like orange area, like maybe we'll go back to them someday. And I kind of have that just feeling that they will come back someday. What I do though, and I've mentioned this before, is I don't care if I'm annoying, because I have to be fearless in reaching out in order to be able to close a deal. So if I message somebody and they don't respond to me at all, I wait like maybe 2-3 weeks the most. And I write them back saying, hey, I don't know if you saw that message I sent you, but we're either having a great deal or I could send you a free product, and whatever I have to do to get them interested. And actually just today, somebody who I did not think was going to signs up as an ambassador today, and I was very excited. So the biggest thing I say is make your own specials if you have to keep people interested. If you have to maybe say, hey, I don't mind sending you a bottle of my X Factor, I'll send over, see if you like it. If you put that out there, sometimes the benefit will way outweigh the cost in the beginning. So that's one thing. I try to tell even people that say no, just to keep me in mind for friends and family. And the other thing I noticed is, it sounds maybe, I don't know, I don't want to sound snobbish because I'm not at all, but sometimes I'll just take a pretty picture of myself, like doing something fun, and I'll mention Plexus in it, because I find that people are interested in they want the outcome. So in order that I went gold, I think it was because I just kept being persistent and I sold the outcome, what I felt they really wanted, whether it was weight loss or maybe their mood to be more stable or sleeping better, whatever it was. So I sold the outcome by putting a little cute picture and telling them where I came from and where I was now. The biggest thing I learned so far since starting is just to rely on my friends and my upline, because they really have, sometimes I just think it's luck that I've even gotten to gold because of them. That their support for me is what made me get there. So I would say be persistent is the first thing. Be fearless in reaching out. Make your own, perks if you have to, just to get started, to get people in on it, and rely on your friends. That would be my main tips for how I went gold. And just lots of luck too.
Oh, I don't know about that. I'd say lots of hard work. But I have to say, I didn't know Danielle obviously before Plexus, but since she's joined, like she said, she just joined in February. You guys, she always has the best attitude, and she's so coachable.
Oh.
She's like, tell me what I need to do. Like and that is somebody that's really going to succeed in this. You have got to have that. I mean, she doesn't take nothing personally, and she's not afraid to reach out if she needs a pep talk or she needs advice. And yeah, I think you're awesome, Danielle. I appreciate you sharing all that.
Oh, absolutely. Like Amanda said, use it as fuel. If you get something that's not the most cheerful yes from somebody, use it as fuel. If it wasn't for Liz, I had 1 month that I got 14 ambassadors signed up under me, and the next month I had a big fat 0 of them. And I tried to use it as fuel. I did not stop. Every single day I made sure I still reached out at least 3 people, maybe 10 people, depending upon how many times I had to wipe my boy's nose or get an ice pop or something, because they stop me every 5 minutes for something.
Yeah.
But that's definitely use it as fuel. That's huge.
Yeah. Yeah.
And thanks for asking me to talk too.
Oh, absolutely. And I love that you said that just because they tell you no doesn't mean they're not going to come back around. Because I remember when I first started, I was devastated every time I heard the word no in the very beginning. And now I'm like, okay, on to the next. But that no, they usually come back around because it's about them. But
Right.
we make it about us. You know, we make it about us in the beginning, but it's about them. Timing and all that good stuff. Okay, where's the beautiful Zaina?
Hi, can you hear me?
Hey, yes.
How are you guys? So you guys already touched on all of the points. It's not a secret or like a mysterious thing that we're doing. So when I first started this, it's been almost 2.5 years now, but I joined and my main goal sounds silly, but was like to get to gold because I knew if I hit gold, I could quit my second job and I wouldn't have to work on the weekends. So that was my main goal. And I worked my butt off and I hit gold fairly quickly. And I'm like, okay, I'm here, I'm done. And I got really lazy and comfortable. And luckily, I have a great team and a great support system. And they kept working. And I'm like, wait a second, they're working. What am I doing? Like, what kind of example am I leading? What kind of leader do I want to be? So I got back into it. And the numbers were there, like in my downline. It was just a matter of like following up and having that mindset instead of just signing somebody up because I knew they needed it and trusting that that person was going to take it upon themselves to learn or to do it themselves, you know, putting that olive branch out there and following up and making sure they had the tools and the things they needed to succeed. So once we did that, it was like Thursday night, Shayna called me and she's like, why are we not senior gold? We have the numbers. I'm like, I don't know, because we're lazy. So we started reaching out to people and like following up with people that fell off. Like, why did you fall off? What's going on? Just taking it back to a personal level and seeing what people needed and how we could help. And with all the new products that came out, and people are like, that makes sense. Yeah, I want to order. I want to help. Are you trying to reach a goal? Let's do this. And everyone was super supportive. And it came down to, like I said, the follow-up and the work. I know how to do the work. I know what I need to say or what we need to do. It was just a matter of like sitting down, taking the time to actually do it. So after those Thursday, Friday, Saturday, I was like, could you imagine if we worked like this every single day, where we would be? Why are we doing this right now? Because we're like such a short-term goal instead of working like this all the time because people need it. I had somebody reach out to me and ask me for help with the products. Like, I need this in my life. And I gave him all the information. And he just texted me back like, no, thank you. I'm going to deal with my health issues my own way. I'm like, okay, if you ever want to talk. So like you just said, never turn anybody away. Like, they're never going to come back. People always come back. You just have to, Steph, I think you said this before, bless and release. You got to let people be where they are. When they're ready and it's their time, they'll come back. The products, people need them. They didn't believe my husband took them, a bodybuilder, a police officer, and then they see that like he really takes these supplements. We're at his softball tournament and they saw him drinking a pink drink. So now 3 of the guys on the team want the drink. But when I talk about it at first, like, oh no, it's a girl thing. You never know. So you just have to talk about it and talk to people and see, you know, what they're struggling with, whatever it is, if it's health, if it's finances, just have a conversation. Like, we get so focused on how do we insert Plexus into this conversation that we forget to be humans and have a conversation. That's all it is. And hard work.
Yes. And Zaina, I have to give Zaina props because Zaina is that person that anytime we ever talk one-on-one about her and her business, that's what she says. She goes, I know what I got to do, Steph. I'm not doing it. I know what I got to do. She takes full ownership of it. And I love that. She's not sitting back saying, oh, this doesn't work. Nobody wants this. You know, I can't do this. She can do it. And that's the thing, you guys, what she said, she hit the nail on the head. I have seen people like going for a rank or going for a planner or going for a beach towel. You guys will pick it up and work at a level like you are on fire and nothing's stopping you. If you did that 80% of the time, you would see huge gains in your business. But that is the hardest thing. It's like being on a diet. It's so hard to be consistent. We have those bursts of motivation and we might do it for a couple days and then it dwindles off. But really consider that. Consider what you do when you have these little flutters of activity and motivation and you kick butt at this and you see the difference, not only in your business, but I bet in your own attitude about it. Just consider that. If you, like you probably heard us say, getting into action will eliminate all doubt. So when you're in this, hamster wheel or just this bad space with mindset or it's been stagnant in your business, that's what you need to do. You need to work your butt off like you want this planner again, or you want this whatever it is, or you want to hit gold. You need to just jump in and start working, because you will feel better and things will start to happen. I promise. Okay, Liz. Excited to hear Liz.
Thanks, Steph. Hi, everyone. I'm so glad to be on here chatting with you all. Thank you so much, Steph, for asking me to talk. I'm honored to be able to jump on here and share for a few minutes, following up to all these amazing ladies. I love how kind of everyone is probably saying something really similar, but everyone probably has really different personalities. So for myself, I'm like a blend of all the colors, and you can see that while I'm sharing. Like, I'm a lot red, but I'm also a lot yellow. I'm a social worker, so I have a weird blend of things. But I love hearing everyone's stories. So for me, I probably have a slightly different starting out story than some people. I started on the products, of course, love the products. And then I decided, like, one day I was going to do this business 100%. I drew a line in the sand. Last June, actually, it was right after Memorial Day. It was right after Steph hit Sapphire, I remember. I decided I was going to do this business. I wasn't even silver. And I was like, I was gung-ho from that day. So I started last June. I hit gold this past January. And then I just hit senior gold last month. So I would say for me, a lot of it has been 100% belief, of course, in the products, but that kind of goes without saying, 100% belief in the business and then the process. I always feel like I have Steph in the back of my mind saying, like, if you're doing it, if you're doing the activity, it's going to happen. And I've just had that belief since day one. I've always told myself that. Even when I didn't necessarily believe in myself, I believed in the process. And I knew if I kept doing that activity, if I kept reaching out, if I kept sharing, it was going to happen. I didn't know when, I didn't know how, but I knew it would if I just kept doing it. And I think that's been really crucial for me since day one, is I've just always had that mindset. You could probably see in April, I've just always been in that. I've always treated it like a business. I've always taken it seriously. I've always put that time in, when we talk about that consistency and hard work, but just always kind of taking it like, I'm doing this. This is going to be, there is no plan B, kind of like Amanda said, this is happening. I have a really, really strong why, and it's been the same since I started for me and my family. So that's always been that extra motivation to keep this going consistently, working at it every day, even on the days I'm tired, even on the days, when we're busy, making it a priority. And like I said, the belief in ourselves, I know that some people probably, that's different for everyone, but that's always a work in progress. I would say for myself, right? Like, I know I believe in it. I'm like, I believe in, the business and this business plan, this compensation plan, as we all know, is unlike any other. And with that, I think you keep working on yourself, which I'll tie into, I had 3 points to talk about too. So belief, of course, mindset. I come from a world, I've worked in mental health, I'm a social worker, so I've always understood like the power of our mind and our beliefs and our thoughts. I do therapy. I used to do therapy that was based on that. So to me, it's easy to buy into the importance of being positive, using affirmations. I joke every single night since the Maui Challenge last September. Every day I write in the shower in the steam, like Emerald 2018, Diamond 2019. Like, I am consistently putting that in my mind. I have my goals written in marker on the mirror in my bathroom. I want to see it every day. I want my mind filled with what I'm working towards, because that's, kind of just staying in that positive place. And I'll use the example of saying positive and kind of working through trials and tribulations. I almost hit gold last October, and I was on point to hit it, and then I didn't. Things happen, as we know. Someone shuts their subscription off 10 minutes before midnight. Someone's car doesn't process, all those things. And at the moment, it was like devastating. I'll just be honest. I remember like feeling like the world was going to end. And my husband was like, Liz, you want to hit diamond. Does it matter if you hit gold this month or next month or the month after? And I was like, no, it doesn't. It was like the most relieving thing ever. And I realized, thinking about it like that and just staying focused on our goals, like, we're going to hit them, right? If we keep doing the activity. And I know that helped me so much. And I am the queen of, if you know me, I'm the queen of, like, I love Les Brown. I listen to him every day if I can. If you are just fueling your mind with that level of positivity and that level of motivation, it's inevitable. You have to be successful, because it's just you're training your mind to think in that way. And from that, your activity and your behavior and your thoughts follow. The last thing I want to say that is maybe a little spin is just this idea of self-reflection. And I don't mean looking back and thinking how many people did I sign, how much PV did I have, but really looking back and thinking, what was I doing this month? How was my mindset? How were my reach outs? And being honest with ourselves and then changing it up and pivoting and thinking, you know what? That probably wasn't my best month. I need to do things differently this month. And that's, I just think, important in life, but I think that's been really valuable for me in this business, is being able to do that. Like, I'll use an example. I'm pregnant with my third child, and when I found that out, it was a bit of a surprise. So it took me about 2 months to really work through that. But like, I can look back and I know in that time frame I was out of it. It felt great. I had a lot going on. I know I wasn't doing as much activity as I needed to do. And I can look back and I know that. So I had to work extra hard last month to kind of build my funnel back up and build my prospects back up. So I think that's so important too, is being honest with ourselves. Kind of like Steph said about, like with Zaina, like Zaina said too, like knowing, like, are we actually doing the activity we want to do to match the outcome? And if not, what could I do differently? You know, whether that's branding, marketing, reach outs, even just mindset. You know, are we focusing on the right things? Are we staying positive and all that? So I hope that's a little bit helpful. That's, I know, helped me. But thank you again, guys. And the last thing I want to say is this team. We have the most wonderful team with amazing leaders, amazing culture and support. My upline is, I wouldn't be here without Chelsea and April, and now without the amazing people I have working with me, Danielle and all the other awesome ladies. So I am just so grateful to be here with all of you amazing women. So thank you so much, Steph, again.
Thanks, Liz. Liz rocks. She left out the fact that she can speak how many languages, Liz? I know you can. When we were in Orlando, she came out of nowhere. We went to the sushi restaurant and the waitress was Russian, and Liz just started talking to her. She's amazing. And I'll tell you what, you guys, from the time she got into this business, the big thing with her is she flipped a switch. She flipped a switch and she said, I'm doing this. And she's never looked back, and she's right. And there is so much to be said for turning that corner. I say this all the time, and I swear it's real. It's true. You can say you want it all day long, but until you flip that switch where you have no plan B, I'm not quitting. I don't care who says no. I don't care who quits my team. I don't care what kind of obstacles are thrown my way. Until you are at that level, this isn't going to happen for you. It's just not going to happen. And you cannot be mad with with the work. How does that quote go? If you don't put in the work, you cannot be mad with the outcome. You gotta do it. So Liz is doing it. Awesome, Liz. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Steph.
All right, Noelle and the monkey, wrap it up for us.
Okay. So it's so weird. I feel like butterflies, like I don't talk all the freaking time. Sorry. I don't even know why I get them sometimes. I think it's because I get really scattered, and like I made a list of a million things. I was trying to figure out how to sum it up into 5 minutes, and my monkey just pooped, so he stinks. But anyway, so I had a couple like main points. First of all, this has just been such an incredible year. And I think the biggest thing is not quitting. I mean, honestly, when it comes down to it, the other day, I had more people tell me, and I'm going to get teary-eyed because I'm about to start my period. Sorry to share that with you guys. But, like, I had more people, when they came back on, tell me their biggest regret was that they quit. When they heard Shayna raked up and Zaina was ranking up and we got all these new products, they were like, why did I quit when I did? So that was, like, huge for me to realize. The other thing is I have actively been praying for my team, for my growth, for the people to come into my life like I've never prayed in my life. I mean, morning, noon, night. I pray every day for the leaders and everybody on my team. I pray for people to join me that are full of energy. I used to pray for people who needed help. Now I pray for people who want to pay it forward and help others. Because I used to attract people that really just wanted help and to suck the life out of you. But anyway, so everyone knows like that I did my competition this year. My big goal was to prove I could work my business and compete. And I've always told people I feel like I've never worked a day in my life. Well, I really haven't. I literally kept just doing my strengths and just telling people this is my weakness, this is my weakness. But I never really dove into what my weakness was. And so I kept praying for God to work in my life and to help me. In February, I quit drinking, which was a huge thing for me. I kept self-sabotaging. I would add people like crazy, build this big team, and then I would lose them all. I would never follow up with anybody. Like, I literally am so blessed that I have as many people join me as I do because I wasn't following up. And this hit me hard this week because I had a few people that messaged or that joined our team, and I went to message them and realized they messaged me a year ago or 2 years ago saying they really needed help, and I never messaged them back. And I will never have that happen again. So I'm working really hard on my weaknesses, like, trying to keep track and stuff. But what I really wanted to tell you guys was, so the difference when I made the top 10 for enrolling the most people, that was using my strength, but also like getting over my people pleasing and just being bold and telling people like, stop being a victim, just do this, try it, and then I'll listen. But the difference between ranking up, and I've been sitting at Ruby for 2 years, and I didn't want to be one of those people who said, oh, I'm just Ruby. That's stupid, But I mean, I guess what really happened was the belief thing and what my team did. And I did a live, I don't know if anyone heard it, but I had I think I got 5 phone calls, not just including all the messages, right after I did the live on what happened that Saturday. We all ranked up. 5 people who called and said, I want to join you. And one of them said, I don't even know what you do, but I want to join you, all because I talked about the power of a team. So I'm praying every day over my team, right? And everybody knows, like anyone who knows me knows I do all these talks with people on mindset and shifting your focus and believing in yourself and speaking it into existence. So I pray, and I was always saying, I'm grateful, God. Thank you for this giant, this giant momentum team. Thank you for sending these people with this great energy. Thank you for leading me to the people that need me. And I would pray like that. Well, and then I started doing what Emily Gibson said, where she was like, wow, why do I have all these amazing people on my team? Why is this happening? Well, that Friday night, so the day that Zaina, Shayna, and I ranked up, the night before I helped, I won't even get into it, but I helped somebody and I was up all night long. I got 1 hour of sleep and I woke up that morning and Kristen Cassette, who was above me, said, Noelle, I think you could go Senior Ruby. And I literally was so exhausted and I had a million things going on that day. And I'm only explaining this to you guys so you can see that as most people know that I'm very powerful with my mindset. I looked at her and told her she was out of her mind. I was like, Kristen, I don't know what you're talking about, but, and this is what follows, every excuse that I could have had, and I usually catch my excuses fast. I was like, I got an hour's sleep. My daughter has a horse show. I have a bachelorette party at my sister-in-law. It's a weekend. Customer service is closed. It's a holiday weekend. Nobody's going to answer my calls. I had all these stories in my head. And I messaged Stephanie, do you think I could do this? Stephanie said, yes, you can do this. And I'm thinking, I could do this, but I didn't really think it. And all of a sudden I look down and I'm in a messenger. Oh my God, with Zaina and Shayna. And Shayna's like, I'm going to go Senior Gold. And then Zaina's like, I'm going to go Senior Gold. I'm like, screw it. I can't be the leader that didn't say I'm going to try too. Because I tell everyone you try. Even if you fail, you just try, you face your fears and you do it. So here I am, I'm not going to lie, guys. I look down at my phone. I'm like, oh, crap. Courtney Rickards got me in a message with every person she knows. Lucy's rooting me on. I see all these people, and I'm like, oh, God, I've got to try this. So I got on the phone, and I started messaging people. And I'm going to tell you, I was at my daughter's horse show for 4 hours that day and did not touch my phone. And I was at a bachelorette party that night and did not touch my phone, but I did tell them I could only stay 2 hours. But I worked like I've never worked before. And my husband looked at me and I go, oh my God, if I did this every day, I'd be diamond in 5 months. I was I felt like I've never worked in the 3 years I've been with Plexus. But it was the momentum of this team. And here's the other thing. I love my husband and he has been my biggest supporter. But some days he looked at me, he's like, you can't do this. And sometimes he does it to antagonize me because when I'm told I can't, I will try harder. But that morning he really was hungover and crabby and was like, no, you can't. You're going to be not honoring our daughter and not honoring my sister and all this stuff. And I looked at him and I got angry and I got out of the car and I told Stephanie, I'm like, I just got to vent for a second. And I came back in and I started working and he watched me start working and totally changed his tone. He's like, I don't know why I ever said that, and where I thought. So he started messaging all his friends. By the end, I had more people than I could even handle. And I mean, we even had friends giving us their credit cards that we didn't even use. People are like, hey, sign me up because we want to help you. I learned how to ask for help and never realized how many people wanted to help me. And that was one of my biggest weaknesses. I didn't ask for help. But I couldn't believe how many people actually thanked me. Some of my husband's friends Like, we're like, oh my God, I needed this. And I just kept putting it off till you asked for help, you know? And I had people telling me I needed to reorder my products, but I just kept getting so busy. So having all these people thanking me when I'm asking for help was kind of crazy as well. But it was just the coolest. I swear God was there and I was in prayer. And you guys, I mean, seriously, there is nothing like believing, seeing, and praying, but this was a different level. Feeling the entire team, seeing people like Ashley Harold jump on our little messenger, like all these people working together. I remember looking at my back office, and anyone who knows me knows I don't look at my back office, which is something I'm working on now. I'm looking at the points just rolling, and I'm like, what on earth is going on, right? But yeah, the work thing, like you guys all made such great points, the mindset, the work. I start my morning with videos like Liz said, you know, like Les Brown, but I like literally will pray and God sends me videos, sends me people to send them to. But the other thing is making a goal. I think I got started getting scared to make a goal. But it was cool. I mean, I don't know if I told anyone this, but I kept thanking God for me being on stage at convention this year. And I thought it was never going to happen. And a couple of weeks before convention, I get a call, I'm going to be on stage. I'm like, oh my God, prayers work. Like, who would have thought? It's just been so cool. But I mean, I am just so grateful for this team, for our uplines, sidelines, downlines. I mean, I don't care where you are. This One Plexus thing is unreal. You know, the people that are always rooting you on. And so, yeah, it really is just believing in yourself and not holding yourself back with these stories we tell ourselves, you know. I mean, the stories can make you or break you. They really can. So every time you tell yourself a story, either try and say it out loud and turn it around, or message somebody on this team or anybody and say, all right, you know, turn this story around for me. And I don't know. I'm like, I got all these notes everywhere, but you know,
I love that. If there was like an MVP award for like the most personal growth somebody's had since they started Plexus, it would be Noelle. Noelle has come so far, you guys, and I'm so proud of her. And I'll tell you what, she's made me a better leader, because this is something, as people start to join you, whether you knew them, you know, before, or maybe you didn't know them at all, you're going to get people that join your team that are the opposite side of the spectrum of you and your personality. And that does not mean that they can't run with their own strengths and embrace their own individuality and be a rock star at this. Because I do see from time to time jewels in this company who buck when they get somebody different that joins their team. And it's like, listen, we're not all Barbie dolls here. We don't have all the same brain. We don't all look alike. Embrace the diversity. And John Maxwell talks so much about keeping people in their strength zones. And that's what you do, you know. But one thing I love about Noelle is she stopped telling herself stories, you know, a long time ago. Like she would always say in the beginning, well, I'm no good at this. Well, I'm no good at this. I'm horrible at follow-up. I'm horrible. She follows up like crazy now, you know. I know more of her team now than I ever did because she's doing three-way calls and three-way messages like crazy with me and Kristen. And she never used to do that, you know. So she's come so far, but she's put in the work, and it's been absolutely 100% working on her mind and saying, I can do this. I think you were a little bit afraid to fail with the whole, with this, you know, rank up. And that's normal. Everybody, you know, is like that. Like, okay, if I take this leap, am I going to make it? But I'll tell you what, she was like, I'm going to go for it. Her team rallied, you guys. And there's so much to be said for being in a message thread with you and your team. And it's hard. I know I've struggled with this myself, asking for help. You know, I don't want to have to ask my team to help me earn this next rank, or help me earn this check at convention, or help me. I've always struggled with that. But I'll tell you, a big part of that is showing them that they can do it, you know. And what are we here for? We are all here to be diamonds, you know. So I love that, Noelle. I appreciate that.
You guys, thing,
yeah, go for it.
I just wanted to say, like, I still, I haven't been a crier lately, but I've been teary-eyed a lot about the fact that Shayna and Zaina and Jamie and all these people, like, I mean, it was unreal. Like, Shayna had a thought she could go senior gold, and then Zaina had a thought. But even if I didn't make it, I had to remember it was still being a leader to try, you know?
Yes.
And to watch them try was such leadership roles of them, you know?
Mhm.
And it was a beautiful thing. And so it also taught me that I want to start finding out what everyone on my team's goals are, upline and downline. You know, I want to help you make your goal. And I also want to help them create their goal.
Yeah.
So,
Each time I set out to when I wanted to hit Emerald, I originally said I was going to hit Emerald in November, and it didn't happen. I wasn't even close. But then all of a sudden, after November, it just picked up, and I was Emerald by March, you know? But I had told my team, I'm like, November, it's happening. But that's okay, you guys. Like Liz, you made a great point. We're all on that same road, and we're not going to stop just when we hit this rank. We're all going up to Diamond. So who cares if it's this month or 3 months from now or 4 months from now or whenever, you know, it's the fact that you're going for it, you know? So does anybody have any questions or any comments or anything? You guys did a great job with keeping, I mean, I feel like I could listen to you guys talk all night long, but I knew with having so many people speak tonight, we were just trying to keep it around, 45 minutes because I appreciate everybody's time. But if you guys don't have any questions or anything, we'll just wrap it up, and I'll get this posted on Team Allen as soon as I can. And I appreciate you guys. And I have to say, I think this is going to be an even bigger month. And if you are not taking advantage of this 1776 special, remember it ends on the 10th. Get out there, get fearless like Danielle. Message people tonight. Get a little pushy like Danielle. Be like Noelle, and don't tell yourself that story that you can't do it or you're no good at that. And all the rest of them touched on mindset and work ethic, you guys, and that's really what it is. No secrets. So I appreciate all you guys for getting on the call, and we will see you soon. Have a great night, everyone.